Hey, good morning, Pete, North Las Vegas. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a couple of these, and I thought I'd try them out. These are the correct straight wall. There's some manufacturers that are making these with a slight curve to them now, similar to the 30 rounders, but we're looking at the correct 20 round straight walls. So we'll be looking at H&R, and I did run across something I think might be interesting to you. And then we'll be comparing against a straight wall OK Industries 20 round. And then we're also going to take a look at this correct 6-hole carbine length handguard. Okay, so not that this really matters, but they come in a sealed bag inside of the Ziploc bag, so they're double wrapped. So I'm looking at these things and I'm thinking, you know, they look pretty good. And I kind of noticed that I can't see any spot welds here. So that kind of caught my eye at first. Like normally these things are spot welded together. So I'm wondering how that stays together. I'm thinking they're probably lasered on the edge. So that's the first thing that's, you know, in my opinion, is not so retro. And we'll compare that against this OK Industries. And you can see how they were put together with all the spot welds. So this would be more correct. So not so retro. Okay, so like I was saying, I was looking at these things kind of closely and trying to get an idea of quality and what they might be about. And you can see right here where they say H&R floor plate. Now here's the part where I'm kind of like, WTF. Okay, so one of them came with the floor plate marked Harrington and Richardson. And this one comes with a Geisley Automatics floor plate. So that got me wondering a little bit. Okay, so to try to solve this mystery, we are over at Geisley and 5.56 magazines. And they have a separate section just for 20 rounders, and it pretty much shows the same thing we're looking at here. Now you can see that on their metal mags, they're being made by D&H with a Geisley floor plate. So I thought, okay. And but there's no 20 round metal mags that Geisley sells. So then I started thinking, well, maybe this is made by D&H. And because D&H is making floor plate magazines for Geisley, maybe that's how that got here. This got mixed up on the factory floor. So then I thought, well, let's go take a look at D&H and see what their 20 rounders look like. Okay, so I'm looking at all the D&H offerings, the commercial public offerings, and you can see the 20 rounder there in the middle has the curved box. It's not the straight wall. You don't get the straight wall magazine until you get down to 10 rounds. So right now we're looking at AR-15 magazines. We'll go up here and hit platforms. And let's see if there's anything different on the M16s. Nope. It's all curved until you get down to 10 rounds. We'll go up here and look at M4. I've looked at all these, so I'm not going to go through everything on this site, but you can see that all of their offerings, until you get down to the 10 rounders, have the curved wall, not the straight wall. So you can also see that there's spot welds, and let me get a close up. You can see the spot welds on their boxes. So I don't think D&H is making these, at least not the box. So anyway, it's a little bit of a mystery on how that Geisley floor plate got there. Maybe you guys got some ideas. Now maybe this is a special run by D&H, and because they're making floor plate magazines for Geisley, maybe they got their floor plates mixed up in the factory somehow that way. I don't know. like I said, that's a mystery. Okay, so pun intended. OK's on the bottom, Geisley on the top. That we compare floor plates. It looks like the Geisley floor plates more of a shiny, almost like a nitrided appearance, where the OK is the correct phosphate. H&R with the Geisley floor plate on the top, OK Industries on the bottom. And you can see there's some differences on the front end here. This is more straight cut across. This has some curved business going on there. OK on the right, H&R with the Geisley floor plate on the left. Once again, you can see the front end of the magazine are different. The way the front lips are folded down, different. The dummy rounds on the followers and the followers themselves, quite a bit different. OK on the right with the spot welds. And this H&R Geisley floor plate on the left. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that's laser welded on the very edge here where the seam is. But you can see the difference. You can see the curved area back here, similar to what a 30 rounder looks like. And on the OK 20 rounder here, it's straight cut across the back. Also, if you look at the feed lips on the H&R, they're kind of splayed open on the back. They get wider on the very back. Whereas on the OK, the feed lip are straight. They're parallel all the way through. All right, so you can see the stamping area is more uniform on the OK. You get over here to the H&R and things get pretty goofy up here. You got indentations on the lips. Anyway, you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. So I'd have to say overall, cosmetically, appearance-wise, the OK is more what I would expect for a retro or an original style straight wall 20 rounder. Not sure exactly when I'm going to get out shooting again, but I'll definitely let you know if there's any problems with these as far as feeding, how they work. But for now, it's just kind of a tabletop review. Now we're going to take a look at the H&R reproduction carbine. Correct six holes. There's the commercial market that makes 7 holes. I've also seen some videos and some things that maybe the 7 holes have showed up on some military versions, but my understanding is that the correct holes is 6 holes for mil spec, or what Colt was actually originally producing. This is the full round that I got from Fulton Armory. This does not have the M4 cuts. Let me get my M4 Clone Retro out and I'll show you the difference. This is a recent M4A1 that I put together. I did a build series on it, if you're interested, or a playlist, I should say, on the channel. And I tried to get it close, but with the way things are in today's market, it's kind of hard to get everything retro perfect unless you want to hang out on Gunbroker for a couple of years. Okay, so anyway, you can see this is what's called the M4 style round handguard end cap, and it has a cutout down here. And that's for grenade launchers. Whereas if I put together a rifle and I go with more of an XM177 or a CAR 15 type rifle, which is what I'm planning on doing, they use the full round. This was pre-grenade launcher. All right, I'm going to get my old Car 15 out that I bought back in the mid-90s. And we'll see how the Colt original handguard compares to the new H&R Retro. This is what's called a Colt conversion upper that they used to sell back in the 90s. And just say you already had a lower and maybe you wanted a different caliber or a longer or shorter barrel or whatever, they would sell these kits called conversion kits. It would basically be a complete upper that you could put on your lower. And these conversion kits came with the caliber stamped on the upper receiver. And this is an original Bushmaster. I've showcased this in a few videos before. You can see right there, Windham, Maine, before Richard Dyke sold the company to Remington, before Remington pretty much destroyed it. And then the company turned into Windham Weaponry, which went out of business, and now they're back in business, supposedly. I sent them an email asking Windham when they were going to actually start manufacturing again. This was about 2 months ago. And they said they were going to actually start manufacturing in 4 to 6 months. So we'll see. Right now, the Windham Weaponry online store is still up and running, but they are pretty much sold out of stock, and back ordered on everything. But like I was saying, they are supposed to start producing again here pretty soon. So maybe Windham Weaponry, which is more like the original Bushmaster, maybe they'll get going here pretty soon. Okay, so this conversion here is a 16-inch, 1-in-9 twist, heavy barrel, chrome lined. And this is something I just noticed. Now, I thought this old conversion upper had the full round, and it doesn't. It has the M4 cut style. So like I said, I got this around 95-ish. So that's kind of interesting that that's there. But I thought for sure it had the full round. Oh well. All right, so on the Colt handguard, you can see it's a smoother, slightly shinier finish. Whereas this H&R reproduction is much more matte, flat, rougher texture, not as shiny. Let's see. Got the correct Colt 6 holes handguard on here. Let's pop the handguard off of this thing, and then we'll take a look at the innards. Before we get back on the handguard here, here's a quick look of the Colt 16-inch H-bar profile. H&R is on the bottom, Colt's on the top. I notice it says B5 in here. I wonder if that's the B5. I don't know. The H&R has an arrow that says forward. Good, because you never know. I might try to put these on the rifle backwards. You can see the heat shielding is a little bit different between the original Colt here. 1 notch in the back. 2 notches. Correct slots. I would say the H&R looks pretty good. Here's kind of a close-up of the H&R. You can see these little molding tabs. I don't know what those are about. The original Colt does not have any of that. So I don't know. Colt on the right, H&R on the left. Pretty good. I'm going to pop these on my old Colt conversion and see how they fit. Okay, so even with my tool, I'm struggling to get these on. They look like they should go, but this delta ring gets shoved all the way up against the receiver on the top and bottom, and I just can't quite get these in. So I think probably what's going to happen is I'm going to have to do some trimming. Maybe take like a 1/16 of an inch off the back of this, and then that should do the trick. All right, Colt on the right. You can see that probably at least a 32nd, possibly closer to an 1/8 of an inch. And that is what is preventing me from getting that handguard on. So we're going to go and trim this thing down until it fits. Okay, I gave it my best shot trying to get this H&R on my old Colt. And if I get them lined up here, you can see that that's pretty close on the front end. H&R versus the Colt. And what I did was I even shaved down the back of this H&R just a little bit shorter than the Colt. And no matter how hard I tried, I could not get that thing on there. And what I realized was, if you look at the dimension on the back, you can see that the Colt on the left is a little bit wider and the H&R is too narrow. And that was the problem I was having, was I couldn't get the slot here to slide all the way over the barrel nut teeth, because this dimension here is off. It's wrong, and it's not even close. I may be able to put this in an oven, heat it up, and find some way to spread this so that it would fit over those teeth. But the way this thing is right now, it's never going to go. And like I said, I thought at first maybe it was a length issue, but it's not. The issue is back here. So there's only one thing left to do. Okay, so I don't know how well I'm picking this up on video, but you can see the opening here is almost oval. And on my old Colt, it's nice and round. So that's what I'm saying. Believe me, I tried for off camera for probably an hour after trimming this and doing everything I could to get it to fit on the rifle until I realized exactly what was going on. And it's this opening here is just, it's not round. It's never going to fit over the barrel nut teeth. So there's only one thing left to do. Oh, and this is not for drama. Those things are staying in the trash. Okay, so just to recap everything. These straight wall mags are laser welded together, not spot welded, so they're not retro correct. And then we had the floor plate mystery, how Geisley Automatics floor plate ended up on one of them. And then this debacle here. I don't think that handguard I had is ever going to fit on any rifle because of the barrel nut issue. It wasn't a length problem. It was, as I showcased earlier in the video, it was a problem you can't fix. Or all of their carbine A2 style handguards like that, I don't know. Mine was sure out of whack. So anyway, Pete, North Las Vegas. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen to me. Over and out.